Britain's rental market is at breaking point.
I have 2 children. I'm living in what is like a crack den.
She's just chatting shit, yeah? Straight up.
With not enough homes to go round,
no one should be allowed to live like this. This is unacceptable.
This is our home. This ain't his land.
soaring rents.
I'm going to have to mortgage my pension to pay this debt off.
Put a hell of a strain on me. You still have to kill a person.
Oh my God.
Squalid conditions.
I'm going to have to climb over the settee with my shoes on.
This could be criminal negligence.
Spiralling property scams.
I'll see you in court.
You guys ain't meant to be here, so we have a problem.
From bedsits to mansions.
Hello, enforcement agent.
From squats to drug farms.
They have been growing cannabis.
This is Nightmare Tenants.
Get your hands off me, pal. No, do not put your hands on me, all right? I will not stand for that.
Slum Landlords. Squatting in residential homes was made a criminal offence in 2012. So the problem has shifted to commercial premises, with an estimated clean-up bill of £650 million a year. And it's the landlords who end up out of pocket.
They said, we've got rights, you know, we're going to stay here, we'll make it very difficult for you. I've had enough of the hassle.
81-year-old ex-army officer Jonathan Price bought this plot of land in Bristol 3 years ago as a nest egg for his retirement.
I hoped that we might have enough money from the sale of the land to perhaps buy a retirement home abroad in the south of France or Italy, perhaps.
When he bought the land, 4 caravans were pitched there. But after short-term licences on them expired months ago, the squatters wouldn't leave, despite Jonathan offering to pay their moving costs.
Some of them weren't terribly happy with this arrangement. One of them was very bullshit, very difficult. He was telling me how he was going to get all his mates down there and barricade the place.
At a stalemate with the squatters, John's called in eviction lawyer Chris Sharp from Landlord Group to help him get his land back.
Just on our way to serve court papers on some squatters who have taken up residence on some land where they really ought not to have done. And my fear is that there'll be a bad apple who will want to cause problems and trouble. Hoping for the best, but I'm not expecting the best. Jonathan, I'll serve the papers. If you want to speak to them whilst we're there, then we can do. We understand that they're not the most friendly of people.
You never know quite what to expect with squatters. You get some who are going to cause a problem no matter what.
I think they're in. I can see some smoke.
Chris is serving a court trespassing order before the court's final decision whether to evict them.
Excuse me, lads, we're just here to serve the papers.
Not
the court
to us.
papers.
Not to us, my man.
Well, we have to do this. You know that.
No.
You know we have to do this.
We will resist.
There you go, guys.
No, that he's not. No, not taking any papers here today.
If the squatter claims he hasn't seen the notices, he can use that as an excuse to fight the eviction. So Chris is keen to speak to him face to face.
And the generations of your people who've oppressed the working class people of this country will suffer. And they'll actually have to take accountability for their actions, for their greed, and the personal profits where lives of poor suffer. No, go away.
William.
There is no debate.
William.
There is nothing to have.
William, we'll
this
leave
is
it
no
with you.
war but class war.
Now, it seems that this guy is a seasoned squatter. He therefore knows the process. So why he's kicking off at me doing this is anyone's guess.
William, well, they're the ones being unreasonable and affecting people's lives for their personal profits.
You've been here years, so that's it.
Their time will come.
Years.
The landlords should be in fear and quaking.
Let's leave them to it.
Yeah.
When the case goes to court next week, the squatter's fate will be determined. Through his letting agency, Paul Ainsworth Lord manages over 800 properties in Darwin, Lancashire.
It's
son. I just need to write down a few notes from what you were telling me.
Right.
With many of his tenants on low incomes, sometimes they struggle to pay the rent because they've run out of money. Sometimes they fail to pay the rent because they believe they can get away with it.
He said, I'm not prepared to pay, mind your own business, and you're a complete, as far as I'm concerned, and he put the phone down.
This morning, Paul and his wife Deborah, who co-owns the company, are dealing with a difficult case.
I just felt like my world had come to an end, to be quite truthful.
One of their tenants owes £1,100 in rent arrears, so they're meeting the tenant's 89-year-old father, Alan, who is guarantor for the rent, meaning if his son doesn't pay, he's liable.
He rang me up, he said, I'm in a mess. He said, can you be a guarantor for me? I said, well, it's a big step to take. Are you sure it's going to... Yes, I won't let you down, Dad.
I thought you'd had sort of a good relationship with your lad.
Yeah, we've been going to football matches together. We've just been all right, and all of a sudden this.
So how does it make you feel?
Well, sick. I haven't eaten out today. I can't eat nothing. I haven't slept much all night. How do you think I feel?
It turns out Alan's son had been in prison. You know, he said he spoke to his son about the arrears, and his son said that he weren't going to pay it, and then give him a lot of abuse.
It's a complex situation. Paul knows if the arrears aren't paid, the landlord will have to take the tenant to court, with more costs for the guarantor. His dad.
So I'm duty-bound to sort of ask you, you know, if you would be able to make a payment today. I found myself in a really awkward situation because I know I've got to get the rent off somebody. The lad's not going to pay the rent. The old guy is terrified by what's happening to him. From the bottom of my heart, I wish I wasn't having this conversation.
I know.
And I feel awful for you, for what he's doing to you
Well,
and what he's doing
job.
to you. The tight sod, I can't believe his lad's done that to him. And I'm thinking, God, can't take money off him. And I'm thinking, but I have to. Got to get it off somebody.
I can guarantee you £100 a month, and that's all I can guarantee you. I'm going to have to mortgage my pension to pay this debt off. £100 a month might not seem a lot to some. It's a bloody fortune out of my pension. I've no capital, I've just got the pension coming in. When he's done this to me, I don't want him back. I don't want him back. I'm ready for breaking down now, to tell you the truth. I am. I'm sorry, but I can't hold it back so much longer. I just can't. I just feel like shit. There's no other word to describe it. You know, I haven't cried since my wife died.
For a 90-year-old guy to break down in tears and tell me the last time he cried was nearly 20 years ago when his wife died. I felt bad. I felt awful. And it's not very often I feel awful.
But, no, I'm all right.
How could somebody do this to their own father? You know, he's on a pension and he's just disregard for his father completely.
Now we've agreed this, however long it takes, I'll get the landlord to agree that's the deal.
Right.
Until it's sorted. But thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for
Look
everything.
after yourself. Oh, that wasn't very nice, was it?
No. I've never witnessed anything like it.
Two weeks have passed since Chris Sharp served legal papers on the squatter occupying pensioner Jonathan Price's land. It's 6 a.m, and now, armed with a High Court writ, the High Court enforcement officers are set to move in.
The mouthy squatter, he's still there, he's dug in, which has necessitated poor Jonathan having to get the sheriffs involved. We're going to go down there, meet up with them and coordinate the eviction. He's chosen the hard way, so we've got to go down the hard way. You can never call these before they start. Certain squatters, it's difficult to get them out, and before you know it, you've not got an eviction, but you've got a protest.
They knew they were there on a short term and they'd have to go anyway. I do sympathise with them. It's tough losing a hand.
Chris is there early to meet Jonathan and brief the High Court enforcement officers.
Craig, how you doing? Good, thank you. You ready, Jonathan? I do this for a living, and I still get apprehensive, and I still get nervous, and the adrenaline starts to flow. Game on. So we'll have to back these skeleton keys.
Hello?
It appears only one of the caravans is still occupied.
Hello, mate, how we doing?
What?
Enforcement agent. We're here with the High Court for in possession.
Hang on, what?
Enforcement agent.
Are you High Court bailiff? Now go to High Court.
These are High Court enforcement officers with the highest powers.
Can I show you one thing? That this is not his land.
Okay.
That's his land.
I'm not
this is
gonna
not.
interfere in
You're
that.
not High Court. Go away, otherwise we will call the police.
You call the police. I'm not going to interfere in that, sir, all right? All I'm going to tell you is you've got 1 hour to leave.
No.
Or we'll be removing you from the property, all right?
No.
They're inevitably going to have to go. They must learn this. So, what point were they trying to make?
We've already got legal advice.
And what was that?
Yeah, we've got it off legal advice. We've also got paperwork to show that this bit is not his land. You are now trespassing.
I'm not trespassing. The
So
orders
go
of the
to
court.
court.
The orders of the
Well,
court.
get the police.
The
Get the
orders
police.
of the court.
Get the police.
I don't need the police, sir.
Go on.
All right, I don't need the police.
Yes, you fucking do.
Why
Fuck
do I need
off.
the police? Why would I need the police?
We've got the court order. You don't get a warrant without a court order. These guys have got to go.
Undeterred by the court order, the squatter claims he has the right to be there.
Trying a bit. Yeah. That bit is that shed there.
With all due respect.
This bit is not.
Okay.
If you evict us from here, this will be illegally, so you need to get an inspector.
No, it's not if we are evicting you from here. You are leaving.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
No, we're not. Then come and fight us then.
I don't need to fight you, sir.
No, you do.
You leave it.
Go and get the police.
Don't need the police.
Well, fight us.
I don't need you to.
Fight us, not moving.
You be leaving.
Not moving.
You will be.
No, we're not.
Yes, you will.
Not about the police.
You will be moving.
No, you're not.
Kind of had a feeling he was gonna kick off like this. If he calls the police will look at that warrant and see a court officer here, and then this guy is then suddenly on the verge of causing a criminal offence because he's obstructing a court officer doing his
Basically,
job.
we're not leaving.
You don't have any authority to be on this land.
You're not on our land now. You're the one that's. Yeah, you are.
No, we won't be leaving, all right?
No,
Yes, you will
We
be.
won't be leaving.
Where
You will
is
be.
your
Where's your
authority
warrant?
Where's
to
your
remain on this
authority to
land?
be here?
I'm Mr. Price. I own the land.
Which land?
All of it.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't. Because we went
Can I
to the
see
court.
what it is you're saying?
No,
is
no.
different?
Look. This bit of land where we on isn't.
Have you got this?
No, it isn't.
This?
He was trying to find excuses. He was on about my not having the right deeds and things, which I did have.
We will be making criminal claims against you and you. This is bullshit. You can't enforce us. Fuck off.
With the situation getting out of control, the enforcement officer calls in police assistance.
Good morning, I'm an enforcement agent. I'm enforcing a High Court writ of possession this morning.
Then we're not leaving.
You don't have any right to lay your hands
Get your hands off me, pal.
No.
Do not put your hand on me, all right?
Yeah,
I
you
will
put
not
my
stand
hands
for
on
that.
her.
You're no
Don't put your hand on me.
Put my hands on you. Fuck off. They're trying to make it to harm. It's a criminal offence. You're committing a criminal offence. You're committing a criminal offence. Go away.
Police
No, that's bullshit. Get the police and get a High Court bailiff. Go away. We don't fucking buy this bullshit.
We will forcibly remove you from the
Well, come on then.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to do it yourself.
No.
Well, you're looking for a fight, aren't you?
No, people are coming, then the police will be coming, and then you'll be held criminal responsibility.
No,
Yeah, fuck off, go away.
No, we're going anywhere.
More than 2 million people in the UK are on universal credit. It's fueling Britain's housing crisis as thousands of tenants struggle to pay their rent on time, putting small landlords under huge pressure.
I haven't got a pension. So for me, it's sort of like a bit of a pension pot stroke investment, really.
Landlord Alan Summerskill is on his way to the buy-to-let flat he bought back in 2003. 2 years ago, he rented it out to a couple he found on Gumtree. But 4 months into the tenancy, they stopped paying the rent.
I think the relationship's broken down. I think he's left. But I must confess I've been told a number of different things, so I'm not 100% sure.
With £16,000 owed in rent arrears, Alan is hoping he'll be able to get his flat back by bringing in eviction expert Paul Champlina of Landlord Action.
Hi, Paul. So I've got all the notices ready.
Excellent.
I guarantee we get your tenants out.
Yeah.
That's a given. But what I can't guarantee is collecting the money. Let's go and get this done.
That'd be excellent.
All right,
Cheers.
let's go.
So there's one on the right, this one. Yeah.
Hello? Hello there. I'm with your landlord, Alan, with regard to the rent arrears.
Yeah.
Why haven't you paid for all this time?
Because I'm waiting for housing. I've contacted them.
It's been 18 months.
I know, but they are.
He hasn't had a penny.
I know. I filled out all the forms and everything.
Right. And do you know that, Alan, with regard to the rent arrears?
I've not seen anything.
I know you haven't seen anything, but I can provide the forms and everything.
She came out with the usual sort of stories I've heard probably for about a year, 18 months beforehand. The council are processing her claim.
But what I'm saying to you is, I understand, obviously, you know, you're trying to apply for benefit, but why haven't you applied earlier?
No, I did.
18 months.
I did.
It's a lot of rent.
Yeah,
£14,000.
I know. And they said they can help pay for lump sum.
They can?
Yes.
So are you saying that you've been able to qualify for housing benefit and you can get a lump?
Each time I've asked her for a case officer or some paperwork, nothing's ever been forthcoming.
Take that down to the council, say you've just been served that. Ignorance is not going to be a defence, it's not going to help you.
Yep,
You've got to get on it, don't bury your head in the sand. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, bye-bye.
In hindsight, I should have checked the references in more detail, and then maybe we wouldn't be in this situation today.
Now that the legal notice has been served, the tenant will have 2 weeks to get out.
I've had sleepless nights. So it needs to now, hopefully we're heading in the right direction, get a new tenant and move on, really. So we'll just have to see what the courts decide.
This?
Yeah, you can get
Oh, wow.
You can get it in front.
Letting agent Paul Ainsworth-Lord is heading to a property where the tenant owes £1,100 in rent.
What's your ad?
With him as the tenant's guarantor is 89-year-old father. If his son doesn't pay up, he's liable.
I can't believe he's done it. What's happening to my world here? I've been brewing up at 3 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep for it sometimes.
So, we're nearly there now.
The tenant, Alan's son, claims he's moved out, but Paul needs to be sure.
Oh, he's moved out, he's took all his stuff. Yeah, I can assess whether we can start re-advertising it and get a new tenant in there. That would then limit the arrears. Then we have an end point. Without that, the rent clock's going to keep ticking. Then we're in a drowning situation.
He's left all this lot. He's took his telly.
This was full of stuff. There was a bed and a couch.
You see, the problem we've got is if he leaves it, we have to get it cleared. Trouble that causes is we have a bill, don't we? You know what I mean? So I need him to, if he's gone, we need him to come and get his stuff.
Yeah.
Get the rest of it.
I'm going to pay it if I have to do, but it's just buggering my life up, putting it bluntly.
There's still 3 months left on the tenancy agreement. If Paul is unable to get a new tenant in, the rent arrears could double.
I didn't want it to get any worse for him any more than it was. I didn't want the numbers to get any bigger for him because in his world they were big already. But I need this resolving. We'll need to end the tenancy.
How can he turn against me like this? And I just can't believe what he's done. I can't, honestly.
With no sign of his son and the missing rent, it's down to Alan to pay up.
So shall I take... Have you got a card I can take payment from?
Let me give you my pen.
Oh, right.
The agreement was he'd pay roughly £100 a month, and I could feel the weight in that money as he parted with it, because it were a lot of money to him. He's 90-year-old, isn't he? On a meagre pension.
20, 40, 50, 60, 170.
I feel like I'm giving blood. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I exist. I paid Paul the £170 in cash. That was all the cash I had at the time. It's just something I've got to live with. I'm legally obliged to pay it, so I'll have to pay it.
Well, thanks for being so...
What else can I do?
Cooperative. I know it's not...
I've just been a bloody idiot, haven't I? But there you go.
Well, you've done what a lot of dads do for the lads.
I just don't want to see him again.
I'm sure you don't
Ever.
mean that.
I don't. No, I don't. No. They're having me breaking my bloody heart over him.
I can't permit what his son is doing to this guy. I can't. I've got to do what I can to get him out of the mess. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to confront the guy myself. I'm going to see the guy and say, do you not realise what you're doing to your dad? It's absolutely scandalous.
It's been 3 weeks since landlord Alan Summerskill served an eviction notice on a tenant who hasn't paid any rent for 18 months.
We've now received a possession order for the property, which is good. The judge instructed that she should have left about 5 or 6 days ago. I have suspicion she still might be there, so we're going to go around there now and to see if she's vacated or not.
If the tenant hasn't moved out, the next step will be to get the county court bailiffs in to evict her.
It is a sad thing to do, to get bailiffs involved to get someone out of a property, but ultimately, where do you draw the line?
Alan is owed £16,000 in unpaid rent.
I'll probably never see the money ever again. To me, it's a pension, so I've had to pay the mortgage on that property while she's been living there effectively rent-free. You still in, are you? You haven't left the property yet?
No.
Any reason why you haven't left? You should have been out 5 days ago.
I know, because I'm still waiting.
Still waiting for...
To get rehomed.
OK, so have you been to the council then?
Yes, I have. I've got to go again today.
OK.
I went yesterday, I've got to go again today.
So you've definitely been to the council now, have you? OK, and what have they said?
They've said that they'll try and get me somewhere as soon as possible.
OK, and have they given you a timescale?
They just said as soon as possible. I've got an emergency appointment.
Right, because you should have been out on the 30th, and it's now the 7th today. But the next step is we'll have to get the bailiffs to get you to leave then, unfortunately. OK. All right, well, send me a text in with the details. I'll be interested to see the case officer, but I must confess I don't hold my hopes, really. OK. Right. See you soon. Obviously, I listened to the stories to start with about why the rent wasn't being paid and sort of some of her sob stories. To start with, I believed it.
I'll pack everything. Yeah, because I've got no one to help me move anything. The money for storage. I've got nowhere to stay.
After a while, you just question your own judgment, and then you do feel like someone's pulling the wool over your eyes, really.
It cannot be his land, we're not stopping that.
It's 8 a.m. Chris Sharp and the High Court enforcement officers are evicting a squatter from Jonathan Price's land.
This bit is ours.
And the standoff appears no closer to being resolved.
This ain't his land! We are the occupiers, this is our home! You're all fucking acting illegal, that's the problem, fuck off! Thinks posh boy thinking he gets away with everything because he's rich.
It's the fight against class war, against the bosses and everything, fighting for workers' rights. No nonsense in this day and age.
They're attacking you. They've got no justification for being here, so they'll attack you. They'll make up anything.
The enforcement officers start to dismantle the caravans. Jonathan, who is the legal owner, gets a chance to look inside.
It's quite revolting, isn't it?
No! The landlord has no right to do that! He's getting my hands off my property!
William, the caravan is his property.
No, it's not! It's mine!
I'm not the landlord, I'm the owner.
No right!
The caravan belongs to Jonathan.
All of them.
So Jonathan's now starting to just take it to bits because he needs to clear the land. And he thinks that because he was in it when we came here, it therefore belongs to him. I don't think that's how possession works. The land is owned by Jonathan, certainly not by him. It's all very well him claiming and doubting and arguing the toss as to Jonathan's right to the land. But what we do know is he had none.
Needs to be an inspector who knows the law.
We'll stay here, prevent the breach of the peace, make sure no assaults and public order offences happen.
The police don't want to risk pulling the squatter down, so the enforcement officers call for a mechanical lift.
You've made that abundantly clear already where your stance is, and we respect that. Yeah. But I just think at the end of the day, the writ will be executed. We will make sure that that gets done peacefully, and we would like you to come down of your own accord, even with your views made, and the fact that you can appeal this in a later date.
Work like that.
But you can't do it here.
The mechanical lift the enforcement officers were waiting for arrives.
Trying to deliver the cherry picker.
You can't go that way.
And blocked off by protesting guys to not let me deliver it. So, kind of stuck.
Standing on me now. My foot. I'm epileptic. Fuck off, mate. You can't push it on me. Fuck you. I know my fucking right. Bollocks.
You're just being silly, like.
I'm not being silly.
You are.
I ain't moving. Stop.
With tensions rising, the protest Chris feared has started to kick off. Letting agent Paul Ainsworth-Lord is chasing a tenant who owes £1,100 in rent. It looks like he's moved out of the flat, but with his dad liable for the rent money, Paul is determined to track him down.
I just want to go and have a word with him where I believe he's staying, so hopefully I can resolve his arrears issues and get the keys back. We had it on good authority that he was living at his first wife's mother's, which was his ex-mother-in-law's house.
Paul hasn't actually met the tenant, but he comes with a reputation.
This guy's 6'6" something, 19 stone, who's been sent to prison for violence, and I'm thinking, you must be off your head, man. Chasing around after some lunatic. Get a piece of my mind, see if I can reason with him, and see if I can get some money off him. Do you live here?
It's me, Gomez. In. No, he's not here.
Is he not? Where is he?
I don't know.
Are you, what's your connection to him?
I'm his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is this for the rent?
Yeah.
The tenant's daughter gets her father on the line.
Hello, we've got Ainsworth-Lord Estates up at Grand's house. To speak to you about the rent.
Hello. It's about your rent arrears that your dad's having to pay now. But you've moved out. The light was fixed ages ago. Anyway, this is not about that. This is about your rent arrears. Listen here, you've got a tenancy till July. I've come here to try and sort this out with you, to help you and your dad, and you're giving me runaround. And I was getting nowhere. The shutters had gone up and he was just having none of it. Said he was moved out. If his dad were daft enough to pay a raise, that's up to him. And I'm thinking, you cold-hearted swine. Why are you being like that with your dad? He's heartbroken. He's proper
heartbroken. I said, look, if you're not moving back in there, I need your stuff out of there. So he says, look, I'll get rid of the sofa and I'll post the keys back through the letterbox for you. And I said, I can work with that. So when are you going to do that? Wednesday? Thursday? Aye. You don't give two hoops.
I've done all that I could do. That's all I can say. I supported him when he was playing at football. I supported him when he was at school. He knows the only income I've got is my old age pension. So why he's done it, I don't know.
The tenant, who's complained about maintenance issues, has promised to return the keys. If he does, Paul will be able to get a new tenant in.
As soon as that new tenant's moved in, the rent clock will stop for Alan.
Until then, the tenant's arrears will continue to increase, meaning his father Alan will be on the hook for even more. Three weeks later, Paul is meeting Alan.
Did you ask for a cup of tea?
No, I haven't.
He's worried about the spiralling debt, which now stands at £1,300.
Just really to update you on where we're at with him.
Well, I can do with some good news.
Check the keys in the mailbox and sure as eggs are eggs, it was there. So we've now got the flat back.
Well, thank you for helping me all you can.
And the £100 a month, just pay that until this account's cleared.
Yeah.
So don't worry yourself about how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
So that's good news for us, really. I've done as much as I can for the old man, short of paying his arrears and myself. We've got an ending that is better than it could have been for all parties.
Are we all right now?
We're all good. All right, thanks,
Cheers.
Alan.
Thank you
Look
very
after
much.
yourself.
Thanks for everything.
I've seen it so many times where mums and dads, brothers and sisters get divided because of these problems. Make sure you know and trust the person you're going to be guarantor for.
I don't know if I'd accept him back. No. Not if he leaves me owing this morning. If he came through that door now, what would I say? I honestly don't know.
Six weeks have passed since Alan Summerskill went to court to evict his tenant, who now owes almost £17,000 in rent.
Today is eviction day. It's taken quite a while to sort of get the legal processes in place. So now we've got bailiffs coming around this morning at 10 o'clock. It's cost me probably the best part of £2,000 in legal fees, court fees, bailiff fees and other professional fees. So the bill at the moment is around £19,000. So this is like the end of a long drawn out process, the end of a long saga.
10 minutes before the bailiffs are due to arrive, there's yet another setback.
Okay, thanks, yeah, bye. Well, that was supposedly Croydon Court on the phone. Apparently she's gone down to the court this morning and submitted some paperwork. I'm not quite sure what paperwork she's submitted. I asked the court what new evidence she's provided and they couldn't tell me over the phones, but I've told them it's now eviction time.
Morning.
Hi, Paul. How you doing? You okay?
Let's go and knock on the door to see if she's still there.
The tenant isn't in, and there's no sign of the bailiffs.
The bailiff's there at the court with her. It's not a good sign, if that is true from what she said. Obviously teeing him up that she's going to suspend it.
But on what grounds?
She's got nowhere else to go, she needs more time.
And 2 years is not enough?
2 years is not enough.
And I'm thinking, is this going to happen? Is the eviction going to take place? Am I going to get my flat back?
Right, so are you saying to me the eviction's not going to go ahead now? He said that if you wanted to, you could go to court now.
Right, yeah.
Before when she goes in,
yeah.
And obviously you could go in there and obviously apply for it to be dismissed naturally.
Well, let's get going then.
We'll let you know how we get on.
I think she was just hoping to go to court and then the judge would give her another week or another month.
So we went before the judge And the judge said, case dismissed, why are you here?
It's good news for Alan and a green light for the eviction, but the tenant is having none of it.
Are you all right ringing the bailiff?
Yeah, I'll call the bailiff.
No, please don't.
Alan.
Okay, all right.
This is not getting us
We
anywhere.
want to wait for you to obviously...
Oh, can you make it tomorrow morning?
No.
We'll wait for you to...
I'm coming round. I'll be coming round when the bailiff's coming round.
No, we'll...
I don't know when that is.
I think they're just a little bit delusional about what's going on, really. So we'll head back. Okay then, bye-bye.
Anyone go near my house until I'm there.
No, we're going to go back there. The bailiff's going to be there within the hour.
Yeah.
Okay? So you just need to pack some bags.
To be honest, you can't get emotionally involved with it. You just got to distance yourself, let it wash over you, really. Otherwise, it will churn you up inside.
I just want to apologise.
I can't shake your hand because how can I when I'm owed so much money?
The bailiff gives the tenant 15 minutes to pack a bag and leave.
It's very sad when it gets to a point like this because a lot of tenants, unfortunately, just don't think it's going to come to this.
Finally, Alan's tenant, who's been living in the flat rent-free, is out.
Right, I have the keys in, please. Yeah, because eviction time means you get the keys back.
We come back tomorrow because we have to get all of our belongings and give it a clean.
No, you don't have to clean it. All your belongings, I'm going to leave the flat as it is now. The lock's going to be changed.
Yeah.
We will arrange a time for you to come back, and then I will pass your belongings from the flats into this communal stairwell. You won't be getting access into the flat again. It's now my flat. I've got it back. I followed them out. They went into a taxi out the front and I closed the door behind them, and hopefully that's closing the door on this particular episode.
All that's left is to check the state of the flat she's just vacated.
I'd refurbished it just before she went in there, so...
Well, hold your breath.
Yeah,
it may not be in a great condition. Who
yeah,
knows?
it's interesting to see how this is going to look, to be honest.
Finally, landlord Alan Summerskill has possession of his property.
So, Alan, when was the last time you went in the flat?
Last time I went in there was about 18 months ago.
Right.
So, and I'd refurbished it just before she went in
Really?
there. So new carpets, new everything. So,
well, hold your breath. 'Cause
Yeah,
it may not be in a great condition. Who knows?
yeah, it's interesting to see how this is going to look, to be honest.
Okay.
Cool, blimey. Jesus Christ.
Let's have a look. Oh my God! Look at the state of that.
Look at that cigarette ash. Look at that. Who lives like that?
It's shocking, isn't it?
It's absolutely disgusting. You can barely see a square foot of carpet underneath you. There's just so much debris and horrible stuff there.
You know what? From doing this for 27, 28 years, I still get surprised, I still get shocked now that a tenant and human being is actually living in a condition like that. All this stuff's here. Where do they bath? Where do they shower?
Where do they go in the toilet? Like,
Where do they go to the toilet? And I just, you know... What's the front room like here?
Cool, bloody hell. Absolutely disgusting.
There's always a widescreen TV though.
Yeah, that's true. Can't afford the rent, I can afford a TV set. Well, the light's not working. Bloody hell, look at it. And now I've got to spend additional money in refurbishing the flat to get it back to a state to re-let it. This has been the end of a 2-year saga. I never thought it'd happen to me, but you just got to move on, really.
Alan's quite a strong person and he's going to carry on, but I've come across so many landlords over the years that this would break them. They just sell the flat and get out. They've had enough.
Ultimately, once the debris out of here and she's had all her stuff back, then I can start to move forward, really. But for me, it's closure. Perfect. Cheers, thank you.
Alan, good luck.
Yeah, cheers, Paul. Thanks very much.
I hope you never have to call me again.
Yeah, I hope so. Don't take that personally.
It's not the aftershave or nothing. See you. Good luck. Good luck. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, Paul. Cheers.
After a 7-hour standoff, lawyer Chris Sharp, the police and the enforcement officers appear no closer to evicting the squatter from John Price's land.
Threatening to kick me out of the home is fucking fucking not on!
There's a court order
Fuck
here!
off!
Calm down, William.
As the protest grows, more police arrive.
Mr. Turned into a circus. He's got his little crowd outside all clapping away and encouraging him along. The fact is, it's not his land. The police have now agreed that they'll try and let us get the scissor lift in. If we get the scissor lift in, then the sheriffs have got an idea of a tactic. Hopefully get him down. But if he doesn't come down, this goes into another day, because the police will only facilitate this for so long.
Even with the lift, the enforcement officers are worried about grabbing the squatter because of the danger of him falling.
It'll be dark soon, and then you definitely can't start doing stuff like that.
With nightfall approaching, John leaves, with the squatter still holding out.
They were using him as a target, just to aim their vitriol at him. So we decided to make the judgment call that Jonathan should go home. Maybe that would also dilute the situation.
It's now 25 to 8. I think he's breaking. He's desperate for a cigarette, and he let his friend on to talk sense into him. She threw a little bag of tobacco
Even
to
with
him,
the
but she
lift.
forgot to throw the Rizzlers.
Finally, after 12 hours, it's over.
Yeah, we have this ladder now, right? Yeah. We've got hold of it. When you come in, we will just support your back.
Put that one by it.
Just, yeah, we got it, I got it, I promise you. That's it, your left foot's on now, okay? We just slowly walk down now. Now I'm just going to support your back, okay? It gets a bit steeper and wetter by you.
It was a game of attrition, wasn't it? Surprisingly, he blinked first. We weren't going anywhere. I mean, it's dark. He's gone. And do you know what? It was peaceful. The only loser here is Jonathan, the owner, because this is going to cost him a fortune. You've seen just how much manpower there is here.
This whole process ended up costing Jonathan £15,000.
Congratulations. You've now got possession of your own property.
He was delighted. He was really grateful. He had been subject to some ridicule, some threats and aggression by these people. He kept his composure, kept his calm, and he walked away from this with his head absolutely held high and his dignity absolutely intact.
This is a fire hazard.
Next time.
I've caught you before with the bridge in that meter.
In Blackpool, desperate tenants stealing electricity.
I am not here for fucking this! No, fuck off!
I don't even know if the guy is still living here.
In Wigan, a trashed house looks abandoned.
Please don't tell me you found a body.
I have 2 children. I'm living in what is like a crack den.
And in Harrow, landlord-tenant tensions boil over.
If you want it back, you can take me to court. Get out of my house.